progressing in Lost Ark can be a very difficult thing because there are so many systems and so many little things to do, you don't really know where to start. What do I need to get if I'm 1640? What do I need to get if I'm 1660, 1680, or even above that? Today I tried to compile a list of everything in my opinion you should have at certain eye levels and give you guys a streamlined progression throughout all the eye levels into the end game. So without further ado, let's get started. So things I'm not going to mention in this video are going to be cards, roster level, stronghold level, because these should just be farmed at all times but are very time gated. But have an extra reminder that book collections and full card collections always are a priority because they can get over to 6% damage bonus against certain enemy types like demon damage, which are most of the bosses out there in the game. And one extra note is going to be about gems, because I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, gems, and they're going to be very angry about the things I'm going to be saying. These gems are based on average data of what people at that eye level are using. So I looked at 1660s and looked at 1640s. I looked at all the gems. I looked at like 50 plus people, and I took the average of what people are using. So this means that is the gems what people are running with and are accepted with in parties as well. But these are guidelines, not hard requirements. Work towards your gems at your own pace and don't see them as a requirement that you need to have these before you start a raid, because that's 100% false info. Do not care about that. So what should you aim for as a 1640? So there's going to be a bunch of text on the screen, so I'm already going to warn you about that because it's just a lot of information, but I like to have it on the screen and just talk about it then. So here we have 1640 level of gems. You should aim for full events tier 4 or at least full plus level 5s. Tier 3 gems are just out of the picture at this moment. They're just way too weak, so try to upgrade to at least the level 5 ones. Now your 1640 should work on getting yourself full transcendence on your armor plus weapon from Behemoth, as well get your elixirs to level 5 on your set bonus, and as well level 5 on boss damage and crit damage on the pants. Of course, this will be ally increased damage as well if you are a support. Accessories can stay your free tier 3 ones you got from the game, or upgrade to any random relic that you got, but it needs to have a stat line, otherwise the ancient ones are still better. Eventually normal hone your way up to 1660, and as well be sure to double check if you have yourself a full purple skin set. You don't need a weapon for now because they're quite expensive, but if you of course have that, that's absolutely awesome. And of course get yourself up to level 60 as a minimum as well. So technically near the end, your character should look something like this. If you're progressing, of course, you're going to hone yourself up to 1660, but you're going to get yourself, you can see some transcendence. This is the one that's not fully done, but it's almost there. You get yourself transcendence on there. It just needs the helmet. We got ourselves, of course, still the base accessory, which is totally fine. Don't worry about it too much. You can upgrade if you get something or craft something. Skins, you can see, got some purples on. Gems, you can see I have mostly 5s. I have some 7s as well, but full 5s will be all good. And engravings, you can just have yourself your basic ones. Of course, make sure that they are all at least legendary. So that is it for 1640. Let's move on to 1660. So now we are item level 1660, and welcome to my benched artist. So don't treat her too harshly. I'm sorry guys, like she's just out of the picture for now because all my other classes are a little bit higher. So now of course we're gonna start upgrading some more stuff. So what should we focus on now? So once you're 1660, and I was actually surprised by this because I looked at a lot of examples, level of gems is going to be either event or the average currently is mostly full 7s. I actually didn't notice. I double checked it with so many people on so many different logs, and it all showed that mostly on average people are using full 7s, which is kind of crazy. But like I said, event gems are totally fine. Even a mix of like 6s and 7s is totally fine as well. But on average, most people in 660s are using full 7s. So keep that in mind. Maybe you're getting gatekept because of that. So you know, it is what it is. Advanced honing is now time to go up to plus 10, resulting into you hitting 1670. 1670 will be briefly talked about in a little bit as well, but don't worry about it too much. Elixir should now go for 5 3s at a minimum with double roll. So this means if you get like crit damage bands, you should have a main stat roll attached to it as well, or like attack power or weapon power, and that can become your number 3 roll. It should never be a level 5 like attack power and level 3 crit damage. It's a lot worse, so only get yourself level 5 3s with 5B being your main damage roll. Alright, so we have that. Then as well, we can still upgrade our random relics, but it needs to, of course, have a stat roll. So you will still see people, just like my artists, run with these accessories, which is, in my opinion, still fine. Now as well, we should look for a relic bracelet with both main stat on it, but this is only if you do not have an event bracelet, because the event bracelet is just very good. As well, because you now are 1660, you can go ahead and start upgrading your gear to ancient A gear. So you can see there's going to be these pieces right here. You're going to go ahead and just get these from A gear and upgrade your relic pieces to it. Do your weapon last, of course, because weapon literally gives you 0 benefits besides upgrading past plus 20, which you're not doing anyway. After you've done your advanced honing, you can as well start focusing on getting 1680 by regular honing. After that, we're not doing advanced honing to plus 20 at this eye level. Double check, of course, if you have your skin that you at least now as well have a weapon skin. It's pretty cheap for the amount of damage upgrade. And the last two systems that, in my opinion, you should be focusing on right now as well, it's gonna be your pet range. Of course, get your levels in there, get yourself your legendary pet, and as well work on your ability training so you can upgrade your security division to have yourself some rolls. So in my opinion, you should at least have full purples once you reach 6060. This still is gonna give you a nice little bit of damage. It's still pretty good. Of course, if you've never done this, go ahead and look up a guide for pet range. Go ahead and just check it out and get yourself those abilities going, and hopefully, if you're lucky, you get yourself a nice... Okay, we got a demon damage bonus right there, but we already have this. Let's see what we got from the other ones. Nothing there. And maybe if you're lucky, no, nothing there either. So, you know, it's just RNG, but start working on this as soon as possible. As well, of course, upgrade your pets to legendary whenever you can, because you get yourself an extra little pet upgrade as well. Pet skill, which is pretty awesome. You get yourself a little skill on your pet, and you can get yourself as well the legendary rolls from your pet range, because you cannot get these legendary rolls if your pet is not legendary. So keep that in mind. And last but not least, of course, you need to get yourself a level 70. That's right now, in my opinion, if you're 60 without level 70, that should be a priority. Do your dailies, do everything you can, and just get as much XP as possible to reach level 70 ASAP. So, of course, our 660 ended up at 1680, but we have a little in-between stage, which is called 1670, because this allows us to do the brand new raid Belshazzar V2. And this allows us to get ourselves karma points in our trees, which is absolutely awesome. So what does this do? Super simple. You use yourself the karma bottles to upgrade and get yourself benefits, which is pretty cool, which is mainly just points to use inside of your skill tree, so you can unlock yourself your 4th node. But with Romaria coming out, we already have this at 1640, so this is not going to be important that much, but mainly it's going to be your leap tree. So if we're going to get ourselves our relic bracelet, so this does not work with the tier 3 event ones, that's why I said to get a relic bracelet as well, and you get 1 level in your karma, which is literally just unlocking it, doing one-time braille. You get yourself your 2nd node on your T-scale, which is absolutely insane. It's going to give you so much damage, so this should be your priority as soon as possible. Once you hit 60-70, do 1 run of braille, unlock that karma, leap level 1, get yourself a relic bracelet, and boom, you get yourself a very big damage increase in the form of your level 2 skill. So that's going to be your priority. You should now have done by this time, and that is, of course, unlock all your skill and karma potions. So if you go to the codex, which is going to be under Alt plus D, and you type in skill point potion, for example, you should have all of these. All of these, especially as the DPS. For support, this is not important, the skill point potions, but a DPS should have all of these, so please work on these. They're very important. And then as well, enlightenment potions, so we have these as well. Currently Romaria is not out yet, but it should be out in around like 2 weeks. We can then get this top one as well, and you should get all of these. These are so important. So if you don't have these, please get these right now before you reach 1680 plus, because you're really gonna need these points in the end game. And now we've evolved even more. Right now it's 1680 plus 1690, whatever you want to be. I only have a 1690 as an example, sadly, but now, of course, our level of gems, we are upgrading even more. It's going to be a mostly mix of 50-50 between level 8 and level 7. It's a bit like this, melee prioritizing, of course, your biggest damage skills with 8s and your biggest cooldown skills with 8s as well, and the rest can be 7s like that. Besides the gems, of course, we're going to focus on getting our advanced honing to level 20, which allows us to get ourselves 1690 plus, which is absolutely awesome as well. Elixir should now be 5/4/5/5s with double rolls, being attack power, of course, being your best double roll for DPS. Accessories should now be upgraded to ancient tier, which is awesome. And as well, if you're upgrading to ancient tier, in my opinion, the minimum you should have on it is a mid roll. Okay, so do not buy accessories with nothing on it. You're gonna just waste your fions, waste a lot of money. Please buy a mid roll. At least they're not that expensive. Of course, if you have a lot of money, you can even buy high rolls if you want to save this later, because we're gonna upgrade to high rolls in a little bit on around 1700. But be sure to get yourself ancient accessories. It's very important. You're gonna get a lot of damage of your skills with this as well. So we should get ourselves an ancient tier bracelet. At this tier, we get ourselves another extra roll and everything and more stats. It's just beautiful. Get yourself an ancient bracelet, and as well, you can now buy relic books if they are below 50k. So of course, I don't have any engravings that are below 50k adrenaline worth the Fury books we've used so far. So you know, I don't have anything unlocked in here, but for example, my breaker does have that because those books are 50k, which is pretty awesome. As well, we can now get, of course, have ourselves the karma system even more, so focus on that. Get yourself karma leveled up, get yourself leap leveled up, whatever you need to do. Normally people do level 1 inside of leap and then get level 6 on the karma tree to get level 3 at the bottom. I don't need any side notes, so you can stop at level 4 and then I get myself level 6 in leap to get level 3 on this node instead. So you should be focusing on this as well as soon as possible. And then after that, we have, of course, a few final things. That is going to be your pet wrench. You should get yourself as many legendaries as possible. Of course, I'm not expecting you to have full legendary, but work on that. And as well, you should work on getting some legendary skins. So of course, the more the better, but a few is always already pretty good because they're going to give you 1% extra strength over the purple ones, which is pretty good. Now we're at the final stage of today's video. We have as well a 1700 plus route for you guys to follow, so don't worry about it. So we're not fully done yet. So 1700 right now, we are looking pretty good. We're near the top end of most players. So what do we need right now for gems? It's gonna be full 8s, but you can have some 7s if you have some 9s as well. So for example, my wild soul is the same situation. I have 2 7s, but I do have 9 as well, because this is just so much more damage. It is just worth it to have this one as a 9 instead, so it doesn't really matter. But you can see mostly you're gonna have to have 8 at this point. Besides that, of course, elixir should now be 5/5 with double rolls, but this is still, of course, going to be pretty hard for a lot of people. It's still RNG. Buy your elixirs every single week, but you should right now focus on these because these are the most damage for the cheapest amount of gold possible. As well, accessories should now be upgraded to at least 1 high roll. Of course, if you get a high plus low, high plus mid, it's always very good as well, but get full highs as a minimum right now on those accessories. After that, of course, we can get ourselves an ancient bracelet with both main stats and as well an extra roll at least. So you can see right there, I have both main stats, have crit damage in there, even have attack speed as well, intelligence. These are all going to be increasing my damage a little bit. You will see as well later on, my breaker has an even better bracelet, which in my opinion you should upgrade to as well. I don't think my bracelet is good on my wild soul, but it's acceptable at this stage. As well, relic books below 100k can now be bought and used. Sadly, I don't think I have any. Maybe Hitmaster is below that number, but I don't really care about it too much. I don't have too many Hitmaster characters. And as well, your karma system should still be focused on getting as much as possible. Pet wrench system should be done. And as well, in my opinion, your legendary skin right now should be finished. You should have a full set. It is going to be one of the cheapest upgrades in damage for gold you can buy at right now. So technically, at this stage, your character should look a little bit like this. We now have, of course, full 8-year ancient gear. We have ourselves very nice accessories, full highs. We have a good bracelet. We have a good stone. We have nice skins. We have ourselves, of course, some engravings. Maybe some of them has some relic stuff in there as well. We have very good gems, and our cards, of course, are done as well. So you'll be very powerful at this stage, but of course you still maybe want to progress a little bit more. So what do you get at 1700 plus? So here it is, guys, the end game 1700 plus. Oh dear, oh dear. So I'm gonna give you guys a rough path of upgrading priority. This, of course, is going to be varying based on your region. Maybe your region, this is a lot cheaper than my region, etc, etc. So it's going to be a rough estimation of things you should get on your character. And as well, I will say, just prioritize the things you want to do. For example, I went for plus 25 weapon, which is one of the most bad costs things you can make. Like the damage you gain for the cost it is, it's just not really worth it. But I liked having the glow, so just work work on the things you want to get. Priority of upgrades, and keep in mind, books as well are based on just one character. So if you have a lot of characters who use books, the priority can go a lot lower. So keep that in mind as well. So first off, highest damage skill should now get level 9 gems and cooldown gems. Be sure to get that. Of course, my break, for example, has that as well. Level 9 damage gem on Suda and level 9 as well on the broken events, which is going to be its most used cooldown skill. Weapon can now be honed up to level 21. After that, then we have a accessory skill upgraded to high, low, / high, and mids, whatever number one you want to get. Then we should get full level 9 gems after that. After that stage, we can get ourselves level 10. Cooldown gems are our most important skills. I would recommend up to 2 maximum, you know, before we move on with that. Then weapon can be honed to plus 23 after that stage. Accessories then can be upgraded if you have not done it yet to high mid rolls. Then we can get ourselves a level 10 damage gem on a 60% plus skill. Very important as well, because we don't want to buy them too early. They're very pricey. Armor can then be honed to plus 21, which is pretty cool. Then after that, all relic books can be bought and maxed. Even adrenaline, guys, because adrenaline is just so good. After that, we're gonna get ourselves a 9/7 stone. Yes, 9/7 stones before 25 weapon. It is actually pretty good. Then we get ourselves a plus 25 weapon. Then we get full level 10 gems, and after that you get finally hone your armor to plus 25. So that's the rough path of upgrading after 1710. But like I said, just do what you want to do. In my opinion, if you reach 1700 and you followed all the steps on 1700, after that you're free to choose what you want. You don't always have to be efficient, but in my opinion, it's just nice to have a little bit of a guideline to know where to go and what you can upgrade as well. So one more final note, all of these things are guidelines, they're non-harsh requirements, but if you're gonna be denied by parties, and if you don't have any of these things at your eye level, it's probably why you got denied, or maybe they just weren't looking for your class, or something like that. You know, don't take it too harsh, it is what it is, and like I said, there's some other factors you don't really have that much input in, like roster level and stuff. People just don't really like players underneath 200 roster, so if you want to farm that, you just have to do a bunch of story on alt characters, and if you don't have character slots anymore, just delete the character and start again. I know it's very stupid, but that's just the way the community is. So I think, to be honest, that's gonna wrap it up for me. It was a lot of yep, and hopefully it did help you guys out. I will try to link the full notepad with all the pointers as well in the comment section down below, because I think it's very useful for you guys to be able to have a reference just in text, but I wanted to explain it as well on the video regardless. So thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy it, I would highly appreciate a like down below. Guys, subscribe if you're new. Of course, join me on twitch.tv/ImDefild if you need any more help. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again in 2 days for another video. Take care, guys.